Yo, what is up, guys? MattyG back again with another trade recap. Today we hit some bangers, bro. All right, we went live on Kick. All right, we gave around like 200 plus points of profit for free in the Kick, and yeah, we hit one banger short, one banger long today, and yeah, let's get on into it. All right, and so yeah, like I was saying, I took those two trades like 2.4k on the day, bangers, two bangers, puts us up almost 4k on the week. Great start to the month. All right, and then yeah, that's it for the week. Tomorrow's a bank holiday, so yeah. Anyways, basically the two trades that we took. All right, so looking at price at 8:30, okay, we had NFP, which gives us this great data height, also gives us relative equal highs with this previous New York high, and not to mention we have basically a beautiful trend break retest and then continuation. So I'm pretty much just looking for long speed because overnight, right, we came down, swept out basically everything lower, everything except all the way down here. So the closest draws and most liquidatious run, I guess you could say, would be higher. So basically, I was looking for some kind of manipulation off of open lower, right? And then some continuations higher. All right, same thing. Also, I was very weary because yes, right? ES is looking like it wants to take this high, which means we're gonna form basically 1, 2, 3, a triple bearish SMT on NQ. So we were looking out for that. So yeah, I wasn't quite looking for the entire move up to here. But anyways, with that, all right. So before market open, okay, you can actually see that we start manipulating the down right before open, which is perfect, right? Like I say, whenever we manipulate a direction, right, we probably want to go to the opposite direction and sweep the liquidity that we left higher, this high and this high, right? So on open, okay, we get this big leg down, this big wick candle, all right, and strong rejection. Okay, we can kind of sit at this level for a minute, right, and then we push up. But what I see is we have an SMT off of these lows, which gives way to this bearish SMT here, right? I am talking a lot about SMTs today, but that's just because they were like lining up really good with price, right? They don't always do that, but today they were. And so we push into this um, bearish minute, okay? So I'm looking for some kind of rejections out of this 1 minute bearish gap to potentially hedge our long that we want to look for, because here, right, you see how we leave this big wick here, right? 90% of the time, right, these big wicks, even though it is a strong hammer candle rejection wick, right, it's gonna come back and get filled before we go up, right? Because a lot of people along this, just because they had uh, buy orders here, right? See we wick straight out of this a golden pocket from this high to this high. I mean, this low to this high. And so in my experience from trading, these are filled 90% of the time, okay? And also, okay, so I'm looking for kind of hedge shorts here. We also form a bearish 5 minute gap, okay? So we have that bearish minute. We have a bearish 5 minute. Also have a double bearish 2 minute that we are also respecting. And now we have double wick lows that we can easily target, right? Wick low here, wick low here. These are probably almost always going to get filled before we have this leg higher, right? So this candle, all right, not this candle, but somewhere in this candle I enter short because I'm like, okay, we have this strong rejection here. We have this bearish SMT. ES is also rejecting at this 786, right? And we're basically just looking for hedges down to our longs. And basically it delivers almost instantly. Okay, we short some here at the top, and then we take profit basically at the bottom here. So that hit for almost 90 points, right? Hit that banger there. And yeah, after that, I basically, since our bias is long for the day, I'm looking for longs, okay? And what do you know? We manipulate lower, right? Fill this wick, and now we have a bullish, uh, we have a minute IFVG V shape here, right out of what? Our high time frame, yeah, our high time frame fair value gap and our high time frame support fib, right? Key levels, that's all we're doing here. So we get this perfect V shape, okay? Um, and then I make sure it wants to hold, and then we enter on this retest of this FVG here, right? Because we sweep these highs, we leave this wick high now, right? X is perfect, break even spots, and so I'm in here, and then boom, right? We take this, break even there, and then it delivers perfectly to here, all right? And then we continue. So I start trailing, actually. I forgot, yes. So because, right, we're getting this triple bearish SMT on ES, right? We're all the way above these highs and these highs. And that NASDAQ hasn't even swept the first highs or these highs, right? Or these highs. So yeah, again, triple bearish SMT. So I start aggressively trailing, right? I start trailing at this high that we just swept, okay? Here, and I do get tapped out here. All right, so this is the trade, but we still hit for another 90 points, right? You could even take in profit up here with 137. So yeah, banger trade there, and you can actually see, right? These highs do not actually deliver, right? We still have this bearish SMT on ES, right? We get this minute confirmation here, right? That this is probably going to be a lower high, and then we might come back for these lows, right? And then sure enough, we come back and deliver to these lows off of this triple bearish SMT, right? So, yeah, that's my thought process for the day. And yeah, those are the trades that I took live on stream. And yeah, that's about it. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed, right? Hope you learned something, right? If you want to learn from me, all right, I have a free Discord, right? I post everything I do in there. The link is in the description. All right. If you want to learn from me one on one, right, you can do that too. That's also in the Discord. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.